Hey y'all, I'm here with another video. So I'm here reviewing Married at First Sight season 10 episode Who Gives a Fuck. I don't really know. I'll put it in the description. Y'all already know what this is. So, the way I'm gonna go about this is I'm still gonna do couple by couple, but I want to start off of when they were all in groups first, and then I'll go through couple by couple. So we're gonna talk about what the girls talked about and what the guys talked about. So the girls. So when our little girls was together, I'm still gonna kind of go through each couple, but don't worry, work with me, y'all, work with me. Okay. So when it came to Mike and Mika, so Mika pretty much explained, how, they're in the same house together now, they're sleeping in the same bed, and how they're getting better, and it's a whole lot better than from when they were, on their honeymoon together, and everybody in the group was pretty surprised, because of course nobody really know how it ended, since they weren't really talking and stuff like that. So they're doing good. Mike, on the other hand, he's saying the same thing. Everything's Gucci between them. Everything's good. Something that Mika kept pushing throughout this little girl talk, is the fact that she was like, y'all you gotta give like your man a chance, because that's what I had to do. I had to let go and let God and try to move on. So that's what you girls should try to do, which I thought that was cool. So then, I'm so sorry, I'm so tired. I ain't gonna sleep till like 5 in the morning. Oh my gosh. Okay. Zach and Mindy. Then we got Zach and Mindy. So Mindy is, talking about, how she didn't move in and all of this other stuff. Now in this moment when Mika was giving her the whole little hope speech and, oh, you got to give him a chance. Not this man. Not him. I'm sorry, Mika. I get what you're saying, but it doesn't apply to this situation, not to theirs. But, Mindy just is being honest about, how he didn't move in, and it's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing, okay? And then we switch over to Zach, and of course, here we go. Zach just talking in circles, talking just to hear himself talk. Austin said that he zones out when Zach talks, which I was cracking up at. And Derek said he didn't make any sense at all. Also, when the meeting started with like the guys, Brandon wasn't there yet because he was at work. But anyway, so Zach is just kind of talking in circles and why he didn't move in, and oh, we gotta get closer, and oh, I gotta like her. Y'all know how this shit goes, Zach. He don't make any damn sense. So then we get into Derek and Katie. Katie is telling the girls, well, pretty much like they kind of plateaued, which is what I said the last episode, which is, I think that's what it is. They just kind of like plateaued. It's not really like no butterflies there, and it's not no like, oh my gosh, let me jump your bones. But that's a real life relationship when you've been in a relationship for such a long time. The fire, I mean, even though it's weird for them because they just met, and technically this is still the honeymoon phase, but at the same time, that's what it's gonna be like if y'all stick together. There's gonna be times where, it's boring. It's boring. And in your relationship, you got to try to make that shit pop some way, somehow. But, she was saying that, there's no fire, and that he told her that he doesn't expect to fall in love by the end of the 8 weeks. And that kind of bothered her, I don't feel like you can put a timeline on when people should fall in love. But I don't think that Derek should have said, oh, I know I'm not going to fall in love in 8 weeks, because you really don't know. All you got to say is, I'm on my way. I'm in strong like with you. We'll see what happens, because you can't put a time frame. Some people will say, oh, you should be, but 8 weeks is what? 2 months? I guess, maybe. You probably should be going there, but everybody's timeline works different. So yeah, and then Mindy said that she feel like Katie is just not into Derek at all. Maybe. And then we get into Austin and Jessica. And she just kind of brings up the finances. Austin and Jessica, y'all might as well just graduate off this show, because y'all pretty much done. Like, I feel like the whole thing about the finances is not a big deal, even though she's not making it a big deal. But I feel like Lifetime is going to try to take that and make it a bigger deal than what it is. But right now, there's nothing wrong with Austin and Jessica. So, no shade to them, but I'm not going to even, like, single them out as far as the couples that I'm going to talk about this week, because It's Austin and Jessica. Like, they're adorable together. They ain't really got no problems. All right, so let's get into, before we get into couples, and then Brandon's ass come, because then Taylor starts talking, and Taylor starts talking about everything that happened, and all of this other stuff, that happened during the trip. And how she was so disappointed about that. Brandon comes in the middle out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, he was at work, blah, blah, blah. This is what kills me about Brandon. Like, I keep seeing people in my comments, and shout out to y'all, like, this is not me trying to, like, take no, like, stab at y'all or nothing, but I keep seeing people saying, like, in my comments and other people's comments, like, oh, well, look at how they're trying to portray Brandon. What way is that? Like, I want y'all to explain to me in what way is that, because Brandon is coming off as an asshole. It's nothing that production is doing. It's not how they're cutting and shifting. Literally, the way he talks. Like, it's not even so much what he says. It's how he says it. The way he talks is very much an asshole type of fashion. I'm sorry, it is. And for him to sit up there and say that he was ambushed, you was ambushed by Pastor Kyle and Taylor. You walked in today's shit. What are you talking about? Maybe if you was already living there, then you would have been prepared for when Pastor Kyle was going to be there. But if my memory serves me correct, you walked in the middle of their therapy session that you could have been a part of if you would have already been at the house. So again, you're not taking no accountability for shit. He gives me the type of person that he doesn't know how to take accountability. Yes, he said he was sorry, but that just because you say you're sorry, that doesn't mean that you're truly taking in, like, the stuff that you've done and taking accountability. It's not just saying that I'm sorry. It's way deeper than that. So yeah, so he irked me talking about something. He got ambushed. You was not ambushed. Cut the shit. Okay, so we're going to do the couples now. Like I said, I'm not doing Austin and Jessica because wasn't really much there. But to be quite honest, wasn't much really there with Mike and Mika. Thankfully, everything seems like it's going good between them, They went shopping. They was having fun. I like how they showed them shopping, getting spices, because like Pastor Kyle said, like, you got to get used to the everyday nuances of just being in a relationship. Like, everything's not thrills and we're going on vacation and we're going here. It's a lot of mundane, everyday type of shit, and you gotta get used to that type of stuff. So I like that. Also, they had a discussion about wearing the rings again, and again, Mika made valid points that, you can't just be taking off your ring just because you feel like shit's getting hard. That's the whole point of being in a marriage, is that regardless of the situation, we're supposed to stay together, and that ring is important, and that's what it symbolizes. It symbolizes that regardless, you're going to be in this situation. So he agreed, so he's going to put his ring on, and I love y'all. Okay, and then they had a housewarming, because everybody had a housewarming this episode. Everybody had their friends come through and meet up and stuff like that. The housewarming was cool. Again, Mika mama looked like she should be with Michael, because they look like they ain't that far apart in age. But no, let me stop. In general, the families got along, and I like to see them laugh together and be happy. Thumbs up for y'all too. Okay, so then who we moving on to next? We're gonna do Derek and Katie. Although they ended the episode, I'm gonna still do Derek and Katie first. So my main problem with this whole thing, because I had to literally wait for the episode to come on, because when I came into the episode, Katie was sitting there talking to her mom, but she was talking bad to her, and it was confusing me. Like, not bad to her, but yeah, kind of bad to her. Like, she was getting all smart and shit, and it was just so confusing. Then I went back and I watched it again, and it still didn't make no damn sense. Why are you saying your mom was simply trying to tell you that, Katie, pretty much you're not going to find the perfect person. Not saying that you got to settle, but you're not going to find the exact perfect person that has every little itty bitty detail that you like. And so you have to kind of give a little bit. You got to give. I've told my friends that a long time ago, all of these itty bitty little attributes that y'all looking at, and because a man doesn't have that, y'all are literally going to overlook somebody who could literally be like your soulmate. It's ridiculous. But while her mom is telling her that, this is her mother, meaning that she gave birth to you. She's been on this earth longer than you. And on top of that, the fact, okay, Katie says, oh, well, I mean, maybe if you would have been a little bit more picky, then, you know, you wouldn't have to go through what it is that you went through, and this, that, and the third, and that's why you went through 2 divorces, and so maybe if you would have did this, then that wouldn't have been the issue. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where's all the animosity from? Where the fuck is all of the animosity from, Katie? That's your mother. You need to calm the fuck down. And maybe she knows what she's talking about a little bit because of the fact that she's been divorced. So how about you pump your damn brakes? Y'all, some of y'all be talking to your parents all types of crazy. I'll be fucking damned. Sorry, I had to check on my food. My food is coming. I'm so hungry. And so, yeah, so I didn't understand the whole point of her getting smart with her mom. Like, what the fuck is your problem? Fix your mouth, okay? Then they had the friends come over, like I said. Now she said at one point, like, oh, come on, ladies, like, let's all go in the room and talk. And I guess there was a girl there, but she was Derek's friend, and she was like, oh, well, can I come? And she was like, no, not yet, maybe later, but not now. And then later in the episode, Derek said, oh, well, I'm so glad that she gets along with my friends, and, you know, they can all come around. It's not a big deal. I didn't find it like a huge, like, gigantic deal that Katie didn't let the other friend come, but I do think that it's a little bit kind of shady. But she did say that she talked to her later, so that's what's a little bit confusing. I don't know, because she said she talked to her later, so I'm like, yeah. When she said, oh no, you can't come, it's like, I understand, because it's like, oh, you're his friend, but at the same time, exactly, that's her friend, so you can get whatever info you need from her. That was confusing. Maybe that had to do with editing. They all talked about, Katie's friends is like obsessed with sex. They some little thotty thoughts out here. They asked her how was the sex. You know, Katie said pretty much he brought that thing. Okay, it's that fire. He got that. Ooh, about to say something real quick. He got that thing. You feel me? He got that. And Derek, you know, without being overly, you know, he's like, it's good. You know, we're doing what we gotta do. All right, come on through, Derek. Come on. Katie talked about, and still speaking on sex, she talked about how she has to, like, pretty much initiate it with him, and she doesn't like that, and he said that he feels like it's mutual on both sides, so y'all need to figure that out. And again, later on in the episode, you know, they talk about, you know, the fact that he's never been in love and how that bothers her, and pretty much he's like, at the end of the day, like, he's selective, I guess, about who he deals with and stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think that you should be mad at him because he's never been in love or he's felt like that. Okay, maybe he just never felt that strongly about somebody. I mean, keep it in the back of your head, but girl, you his wife, you could be the first. Just always remember that. Alright, so we got Derek and Katie. Okay, I don't even know who's, like, worse. Okay, actually no, because Derek and Katie did not end the episode. Zach and Mindy ended the episode, so that's what I'm gonna end with. So right now I'm gonna do Taylor and Brandon. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Okay, so in the beginning of the episode, Taylor meets up with her friends and her family, well, the 2 girls or whatever, to talk about what happened. I will be honest and say that she gave the good and she gave the bad. I will say that. It wasn't just completely trashing him. She did give him some of the good. But, however, if this was not a TV show, I would disagree with her telling them all, with her telling her friends and her family that, all of that information that happened. Because when you are in a relationship and you get with somebody and y'all get into it, just because you forgive that person, that doesn't mean that your family and your friends do. You know what I'm saying? Like you could fuck me over, all types of crazy, right? And then I forgive you. But if I told my family and my friends what you did, they're not the one that's in a relationship with you, so they still gonna harbor that feelings, which is why you gotta be careful. That's all I'm gonna say about Taylor. Be careful about what you tell your friends and your family, because that kind of played into what happened later on. So, you know, they get together, and pretty much off top, Taylor's family, before they even got into the meeting each other, was like, we're about to pretty much to get his ass, because who you think you talking to? Which I can understand her family's point of view, because if I would have seen, or if I would have heard that my little sister's dude or whatever was talking to her all crazy, like, I'm definitely checking you when I see you. And that's on period. I'm gonna do it in the most respectful way, but I'm gonna still check you because you're not about to play my sister. At all. At all. At all, okay? But, Taylor told them to kind of keep it down a little bit a notch. So, whatever. Everybody come over, they're meeting up, and, her family pretty much just got straight into it, like, what's your issue? Like, you can't handle problems? Like, what's your problem? And Brandon's like, oh, well, I apologize. And they was pretty much going in. And I'm playing my notes. They checked that nigga in his own house. Well, it ain't really his house, but they really did. They checked him in his own damn house. And he ain't even have nothing to say. But then, Mama Bear, because Brandon's mama was there, Mama Bear had to jump in, which I figured she was going to do, because they was going in on him for real. I'm not going to say he didn't deserve it, but they was going in on him. And I can understand, like, I'm not a mom, but I can understand as a mom, you sitting there, and that your son probably fucked up, but still, it's like, that's my son. So she jumped in, she was like, look, at the end of the day, he said what he said. He apologized. Them two was good, so let it the fuck go. That's what she said in the nicest way possible. That's pretty much what she said. And, I mean, whatever. She wanted to do it. She wanted to do it. Now, Brandon said in his little confession that he had apologized to the other couples. I need somebody to verify that, because Taylor never said that. So I need somebody to verify the fact that he apologized to the other couples. I would love to hear that. But what Brandon's mom said in the confessional, what kind of worried me is that she said, I know that my son kind of messed up and stuff like that, but the fact that he's able to actually sit here and listen to what it is that, she has to say and what people have to say, and he's taking it in, like, that's something that Brandon never does. So that shows me that there's something different. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. If his mom is saying that he's not the type of person to, to really ever sit down and listen to somebody, then that makes all the sense on why he acted the way he acted. It all makes sense now. His mom literally just told you what his issue is. He doesn't want to listen to anybody. That's an issue. That's gonna be a real big issue. For sure. Big one. It already is a fucking issue. But then, so the cousins are still kind of going in a little bit, and, so Taylor kind of jumped in, and she's like, look, I know he did what he did, but we're okay, and we're good, and, she just tried to smooth it over, and I don't know, I think my food's coming off, but, and he, was like, oh, I'm so glad that she did that, and, she stuck up for me, and again, being so very selfish to me, like, I mean, I guess whatever, he could feel like that, but again, it just feels very selfish, like, oh, me, she saved me, you're a grown-ass man, stand on your own 2 feet, who gives a fuck, okay, then, give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna have to probably go in a second, y'all, because my food is really coming, but I'm trying to wait for them to call me. They're doing too much. Anyway. Okay, so after everything is over and stuff, the dinner and whatnot and little get-together's over. So Brandon and Taylor are kind of talking, and she's pretty much, okay, in the midst of this conversation, this is what it is. She's saying, I understand that you're tired of talking about the whole situation that happened in Panama, but, I just wanted pretty much to get my feelings out there because it was never fully resolved because you just came back into the house literally like the day before yesterday. So, yes, it was old, but it's still kind of new. So, yes, we're going to do our best, and I want to try to move on from it. But at the same time, if you feel some type of way, then say it. And he was just pretty much playing them. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. And she was annoyed by that, which I would be too. Like, don't do that. I don't like no yes, man ass shit just to appease me. No, say what it is that you feel. If you really felt like Brandon, like, okay, well, Taylor, you say that you're trying to get over it, but it doesn't seem like you're getting over it. Just say that versus being so fucking passive aggressive or just so not nonchalant, but I don't like, I hate that type of shit, yo. I hate somebody who goes along just to go along so that they don't have to say what it is that they really feel or in fear of confrontation. Alright, y'all, no more distractions. I have my food. Okay, so So yeah, so that's Brandon and Taylor pretty much. At the end of the day, it's annoying to have to sit up there and deal with somebody who's like who's passive aggressive. That's my number one pet peeve, and that's what Brandon is. He's passive aggressive, and it's annoying as fuck. And I'm completely the hell over it. Okay, finally we get into Zach and motherfucking Mindy. The first thing that I have next to my notes for Zach and Mindy is he's just not into it. He's not into it. They go and they meet up at the park. You know, his body language was just all off and stuff, like, and they're talking and he's like, well, you know, I just want to make sure that we value this friendship. And just like Mindy, that shit caught me off guard. Not caught me off guard, but I'm like, this is not your friend. This is your fucking wife. I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying about the, oh, well, we have to build this on the foundation of a friendship. But again, you didn't say I want to value this marriage. You said I want to value this friendship. It's not just a friendship. It's married at first sight, not friends at first sight, okay? Good golly, Miss Molly. So, you know, so he just and then he said something like, oh, well, you know, if I'm not attracted to you, then I'm just not attracted to you, and I guess I'll just figure that out. Again, going back to the attraction thing, like, I just wish that Zach wouldn't be on here no more because I'm tired of this shit. But he's wearing his ring. He had to point that out, but look, I'm wearing my ring. Okay, wonderful. Who gives a fuck? Friends come over, her friends come over, because remember, he's not living there. So they're talking to her, and they pretty much, they peep his bullshit. They said don't trust him. They said that he's fake and he's only nice, you know, when they're around, but otherwise he ain't shit. And then, you know, they said pretty much he's doing the bare minimum. Like, why, like you're doing the bare minimum. So then Zach comes in, and Mindy is just way too excited. Like, I feel so bad. I really do, because Mindy really wants this to work. And Zach just ain't, he's here for TV. That's what it gets down to. She was way too excited when he came through that damn door. Like, oh my gosh, he came. That means he's trying to make it work. He's trying to make this work. He's doing something. Mindy, you should not have to accept the bare fucking minimum to be that damn excited. Your husband walked through the doors of you guys' apartment. That should be nothing that you're jumping over heels for and saying, oh my gosh, he just did everything in the world. No, that's the bare fucking minimum that he should be doing in this situation. Point blank, period. And so, you know, they're just sitting there, they're talking, and the friends pretty much are like, why haven't you moved in? Because he's talking about, yeah, and I have this nice place. Oh, so it's so nice, why you haven't moved in? And Mindy's like, don't go there. Like, no, we're not going to go there today. We're not going to go there. Mindy, at the end of the day, those are some real friends. They are really, truly friends. Because they're not about to sit up here and watch you get played. Take Zach the fuck. I will take Brandon. As much as I get on here and I get on Brandon's ass, I will gladly take Brandon over Zach any fucking day. Get this man off my TV. I don't want to have to see him no more. Y'all get in the comments, tell me what y'all think. I'm out, guys. I'm gonna eat my